Hey, it's Yanni Kifley. Today we're going to be talking about what to look for when purchasing a condo. Hey, it's Yanni Kifley again. We're going to be discussing today what to look for when purchasing a condo, and I've got a good friend Mike Ullmann here from First Heritage Mortgage. Thank you for joining us. So we'll hit on about 3 or 4 things to look for on the real estate side and also on the financing side of when purchasing a condo. So condos are typically a great first-time home buyer option, and so we just want to make sure you're aware of what to look for when you're going through that process of purchasing a condo. So Mike, I appreciate you being here to kind of give us some information about that.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure. So in terms of the first thing that obviously when you think of condos, the main thing or a lot of people think of is condo fees. Condo fees in this area, I always say, if we're just talking about the generic DMV area, they typically average about $350, $400 and plus a month. Okay, so when you're thinking about condos, you want to first think about what the condo fees are, exactly what the amount that monthly is, and also what they include. And typically, they may include some utilities, not all utilities, some one or two here. So condo fees are important. Now, in terms of the financing side, Mike, how are the condo fees relevant to the financing, getting approved and all that?
Sure, so condo fees are extremely important because the amount that the monthly condo fee is going to have a direct impact on what you qualify for. So generally when you speak to a lender and they qualify you for a loan, they're taking certain estimates based on taxes, insurance, maybe an HOA fee. But in this case, if they're looking at a condo fee, that monthly amount is going to have a direct effect on what you qualify for. To make it real simple, a $500 condo fee may have an effect on your mortgage upwards of about $100,000 in qualification, because when you look at a 30-year mortgage, $500 a month could be as much as $100,000.
Yeah. So when you're purchasing like a townhouse, single family that has a HOA, those fees are it's around $60, $70, $80. So it doesn't have too much effect, but obviously something as big as another additional $300, $400 a month will have that effect on it.
Absolutely.
Second thing that you need to be aware of is when you're purchasing a condo or looking for condos is their approval status, meaning the type of loan that you're using. They have to be approved for that type of loan that you're going to be using when you're purchasing that unit. So Mike, if you can kind of elaborate more on that, on with the financing side.
Yeah, so depending on your loan type, there's going to be a different sort of scenario for condos. If you're doing an FHA or VA condo, there is a list that both the VA, which is veteran financing, and FHA have. A lender like myself is going to check that list and verify if the condo that you're looking at is approved or not. If the condo's not approved, it may be expired, and then a lender will look into why it's expired and see if they can get it renewed. Or it's possible that the condo itself doesn't fit the box that is necessary in order to get VA or FHA financing. On a conventional loan, there isn't a master list. Condos are looked at specifically by each lender, and items are verified to make sure that specific condo fits in for conventional financing. So if you're looking for condos, it's important that someone like Yanni, your realtor, or yourself, the buyer, speaks and lets the lender know which condos you're actually looking at so they can verify if they can get approved for a mortgage.
Yeah, so easy in terms of, to break it down easy, if you are using an FHA loan and the condo that you want, or the unit that you want is in a building where it's not FHA approved based on the list, then you can't use an FHA loan to purchase that unit. Okay,
Exactly.
So it's important, obviously, to know that. Thirdly, condo association rules and bylaws, right? Those documents that you get that have all that, and that's important because they may have some restrictions, and we discussed on our last video about HOA pros and cons, HOA or condo association, in terms of what their rules are, their restrictions, what you can do, what you can't do, what the approval process is to update or make it, alterations in your unit. So that's important, knowing exactly what those rules are. And then I guess, you have to do your due diligence, and the lender does their due diligence on the condo as well. And what can you tell us about that?
Sure. So as a lender, we're going to look at items specific to the condo and verify that the condo can actually be approved. So for example, we're going to look, if you're putting less than 10% down, we're going to look at the budget of the condo. We're going to verify that they have a certain amount of reserves. We're going to look at delinquencies, meaning we're going to ask to see how many of the other condo units are delinquent on their dues. We're going to ask to see that the condo has a master insurance policy to cover the condo. We're going to ask generally we're going to ask to find out how many of the units are owned by people that live there versus how many units are owned by investors. All of these items are important when we're doing our due diligence as a mortgage company to make sure that the condo can qualify for financing.
Yeah. So, all of the things that we just mentioned, okay, these are things to look for. Now, we don't want to be in a situation where we're hopefully not scaring you. Condos are still a great option, especially for first-time home buyers and whatnot, but sometimes there's more due diligence that's required. And so all the more reason that way you need obviously a great agent and also a great lender that knows all of these ins and outs and knows how to deal with them. Mike, any final thoughts on
absolutely. Sort of like Yanni said, don't want to scare anybody from buying a condo. They're actually great. I work with a ton of first-time home buyers that's their first step into ownership. They're buying condos. All of the stuff we mentioned doesn't extend out the process. A good lender and a good realtor team together, they make sure that you can buy a condo in that same amount of time, whether it be 30 days or 21 days, whatever it is. So certainly condos can have great values. Generally the prices are less than townhomes or single family homes. And by no means should anybody be scared off of buying a condo. It's just that you got to be aware of what the actual steps are so that your lender and yourself can do the proper due diligence to make sure you're buying the proper condo.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, Mike. Knowledge is power, so the more you know, the more you understand to begin the process, then you know how to go about it. So hopefully this was beneficial. If it was, again, share it and like it, subscribe to our channel, and be on the lookout for more videos. Again, this is Yanni Kifle with your DMV team, Mike Ullmann from First Heritage. I appreciate you giving us some good information here.
Thank you.
Have a great day.